Okay, guys, we are back for round two with this team. Yesterday, we only got one game in. We faced Stall. We could not defeat it. Now, I know the issue was the over focus. Over focus. That's not the word I'm looking for. I was way too physical in terms of the team structure. Wow, another Iron Hands. What are the odds, right? And I knew Dondozo would give me issues, but I assumed the Pult would deal with it. But the opponent did well to stall out my moves. It was very difficult game, and so I opted for Rotom. I'm still contemplating whether or not I like the sub aspect, but I'm contemplating whether or not to put Thunder Punch over Drain Punch. That would help. Like if that set would have obliterated that team by itself. Obviously, you're gonna give things up for this Thunder for not having Drain Punch. So contemplating that, but for now we're here. So let's see what difference this adjustment makes. Obviously, in this situation, Rotom is a absolute behemoth. And so what I'm looking at here is an eventual sub with Pult. I'm not sure how he solves that afterwards, but it's gonna have to be well timed. Well-timed sub Pult. Something that I'm not fond of is his Pex potentially having T-Spikes. He doesn't have a Ghost Resist, so my Tusk can get rid of that if push comes to shove. He doesn't have any good Tusk switching either, outside of Dragonite. And the Corviknight upon Iron Defensing, depending on his Valiant, can beat his entire team. It'll depend on a few things, right? But so phase one is going to be late game Pult, or I could lead Pult, but I don't want him Sandy Shoxing. And yeah, I think Rotom, no matter what. Yeah. So we're going to miss Hydro Pump real quick, but what's critical is that I made the correct decision. Oh, wow. What the hell? Guys, did y'all see that? The fuck was that about? Why did it land? Should have lost there, but oh, that's the one that, okay, I got you. So he may have T-Spikes. If he has it, he needs to use it now. Ice Infestation. It may be AV. Let's see. Yep. Yeah. I think that's AV. Either way. So Shocks used his booster, which means, and if this is AV and it lacks Ice Beam, it's go time with Lapult. You know, I didn't even pay attention to my Iron Hands. Like, my Iron Hands is devastating versus him. It's absolutely devastating. So let's think this through. It's Tusk Score Purpose. Tusk. I mean, if he could surf. He wouldn't knock me out, but please, Assault Vest doesn't get the luck. He's gonna leave this in, but it's irrelevant what he's gonna do. It's more about what do I need to do to prevail. His Dragonite could be so many different sets, but there's very little downside to me going directly Rotom unless he's Choice Band, unless he's like Earthquake or something. So I'm gonna head Long Rush because I'm pretty confident he's gonna leave it in, because that's what they always do. Expect Tusk to either Rocks or Rapid Spin, or expect me to be defensive so the EQ wouldn't kill. This is why I had Pex, to sort of mitigate the Fairy overload, but we'll see. I also had Terra Flying Gambit. I might have to change things back, especially because I don't have Brave Bird on this Corviknight, so I have to edit the team again. This is the beauty of playing live, right? You get the opportunity to, let's see, he doesn't know if I have Brave Bird. The problem is I don't have, she's gonna Moonblast here. Okay, it's Terra Electric. Okay, that's actually really good for me. That's actually really good for a lot of reasons. I'll have to commit my Terra, but I'm actually really glad to see that. So we'll Terra Flying. If he Terras, I don't lose. He fucking T-bolted. That was bold. I mean, I went Iron Hands on him, so yeah. But I had Gambit, so I wasn't too concerned. But and I have a Spadef Rotom. But that was a bold play just now. So this Moonblast. So Rotom's Max Spadef will take it on. I'm questioning whether or not. So if let's assume, because Corviknight should be able to 1v1 his Iron Hands with the Iron Defense. And right now, once I KO this, the Pult does what it does. Thunderbolt will never kill my Rotom. I don't want to go Gambit and waste a bunch of Sucker Punches, even though I probably won't use them. But it'll give him the opportunity to Calm Mind too much, and if I lose that Sucker Punch, where I'm done. Whereas here, I can just Volt Switch and knock him out. He'll guarantee attack me. I've shown Protect, so maybe he'll Calm Mind again. That would be best case scenario. I don't know why in God's name he'd Calm Mind again. But I get to Volt Switch and control the initiative. Now, Tusk is obviously great. I'm max speed Tusk. I could lure in Sandy Shocks. It wouldn't knock me out. I'd get leftovers, bluff the... Well, he's seen Headlong Rush, so he may assume that. I could go Pult, which would lure in Iron Hands, which I don't want in. I could go Gambit, which would lure in Iron. I think Tusk, if he goes to Dragonite, then it lets me know he's special, which is actually better. Nah, it's not better. Because, it depends. It depends. Well, if he goes D-Knight, it could be Dragon Dance still. Because what I'm considering is that he may be Dragon Dance Fire Punch. That's why I said it might not be better. So he goes Cinderace, which is blessed. So I have a couple of things I could do here. He's obviously going to Will-O-Wisp the Ace. Do I need damage on this? Because I could Sack Rotom here. Because I Headlong Rush, he won't die. I could Rapid Spin and permanently get rid of the rocks, which would open Rotom back up and Corviknight wouldn't take any damage. Nah, since he's already Terrad, let's give him Rotom. See Will-O-Wisps. I think I died of burn. I don't remember the burn. But either way, I'd prefer Cinderace in, and I think he'd prefer Cinderace in as well. I'm glad I protected. So he doesn't know what kind of Pult I am, so very likely to hard switch out into Sandy Shocks or Will-O-Wisp on the off chance that I'm Specs, which is what I want, unless he knows my team. But even if he does, he shouldn't be able to break my sub with anything unless he Power Balls, in which case that obviously gives me the opportunity to Dragon Darts. But if he stays in the Power Ball, that does imply that he knows more than he's leading on, because I think the Cinderace, Cinderace isn't. I mean, being able to Powerball my Corviknight before the Iron Defense, if you do know my team, is important. With that said, very low risk play here for me. One would assume Sandy Shots, but maybe this Dragapult set is super common. So, or maybe sub isn't. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what he does. So yeah, he just Will-O-Wisp, which is odd. So Darts will obviously 2 KO. Fireball missed, which blows. That's a big miss there. But you can't hit 3 in a row, bro. Come on. You're bound to miss one. But nah, that's a big miss right there. Like game losing miss. Like if he were to miss any of them, that wasn't the one to miss, because you lose so much value that turn. So much value. So much value. Especially if he doesn't even have Ice Punch. Let's see if it's only Earthquake. Leftovers. Fireball. So from I'm thinking, what's the downside of hexing him? Ice Punch freezing me. I couldn't tell if he could break my sub, guaranteed. And it depends on what, because like right now he should just lose to the Pult, which is what we talked about, right? The end game would be Dragapult, but I need certain conditions met. As far as the Dragonite's concerned, my worst case scenario would be him. So my best players to substitute. No. So there are a couple of cases there. I could Will-O-Wisp, and he'd likely be slower than me after DD. I could Dragon Darts. Is he Terrad? Yeah, Terrad. I could Dragon Darts, which probably is the best play, honestly. Even if, because he shouldn't be able to knock me out, and I should be able to do him in after a DD. He shouldn't be faster than me, right? Yeah, so I thought about that. I was like, well, if he can't knock me out with Earthquake and he doesn't have the E-Speed, and if he Dragon Dances, I likely outspeed afterwards, then my best play is actually to just go for darts. Only, I think, Jolly. No, there's certain Dragon Knight's 259. The Dragon Knight that I tend to run without speed pult after +1. But that's why I run a fast pult, a faster D Knight typically. But I understand if, people are running a little slower than maybe this speed tier, and maybe fast enough for like a Valiant or something, or Zoroark. So because you obviously can't E-speed Zoroark, so you need to outspeed that bad boy. But yeah, the Rotom put in a lot of work there. Hitting that Hydro Pump versus the shocks was critical. Missing the one versus Pex was less so. Should have Wisped the second turn, truth be told, because one, a Hydro Pump has less accuracy, and two, if he did happen to switch, it allowed me to burn whatever came in. And I could protect just like a Hydro Pump would KO him. So let's say I Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp obviously does 6%. He was at 11. I could, I could just protect the turn, and I don't think I'd reveal protect either, because I would protect as he may try to Thunderbolt or Volt Switch as he did, and he would die. So that was an alternative I could have done. Now, and for this one, it's another game where Thunder Punch Iron Hands would be great. But again, I'll have to edit the team again for Valiant. I do like U-Turn, especially in conjunction with Brave Bird and this Dragapult and this Tusk. Might have to change Gambit from Terra Dark. I'll have to either commit to Thunder Punch on Hariyama to help with those teams, or Terra Dark. Because the Valiants are way too problematic, though Terra Electric was new. So yeah, I'll have to play a couple more games with it. So let's break this one down. Tusk for sure can one-shot his entire team, like especially if I get 2 spins. I'll outspeed Valiant, and I'll just headlong rush literally everything to death. I think my Pult might claim 2 kills, but you'll get T-Spikes. But I don't think I can stop that. I don't think I can stop T-Spikes. Yes, I can. Like, Rotom is a huge problem, so I might be able to stop T-Spikes, but Rotom will get poisoned. Because of the thing I faced the other day, I'm very mindful. Corviknight should sweep once I get rid of Valiant, though, assuming it's special Valiant. But Iron Defense Corviknight will just sweep him, unless the the Espeon is some strange shit. Swords Dance, Great Tusk, Iron Hands is good too. We'll see, man. I have so many win cons here, but I really don't know what to expect from this guy. So we're just gonna Hydro Pump here. I may be like Terra. Please hit. The first one is always the most important. Thank you. So now he gets to go for his rocks. I'd prefer to have this in. Let me think. If he rocks and I Volt Switch, this dies for sure. So now I don't have to worry about T-Spikes. And then if I position Dragapult, what am I looking at? If I position Corviknight, actually, I'm curious as to what his solution to this is going to be. He may have Trick on the Espeon. I want to lure that out. If he goes Espeon, he has Trick. If he goes Valiant, that's his only Corviknight solution. And then he's going to have to Terra. Again, I I don't think the opponent knows. Okay, it goes Azu first, which allows me to iron defense. Shit. Was this necessary? I should have U-turned here. No, this was the correct play. He's faster than me, and liquidation would do. If I Terra and iron defense, liquidation would do nothing. But I lose my flying, my steel type. Is it better to do that or just to go roll him and VS kill him? Oh, I can't even VS kill him, truth be told. I could. Let me see how much this does. I'm curious. Encore, huh? Okay. Thing with Encore is that it gets pressure stalled. Let's see how much it's doing. See how much player does. 45. That does a lot. It's not good. Okay. Did not expect Encore. So that means Aqua Jet is his only attacking move. But he's not gonna Aqua Jet my Rotom. He's probably Jolly. Okay, let me think this through then. He hasn't Terra'd. How can I win this given that I just Terra'd? I think I may have just lost. No, because his Valiant probably does not have a fighting move. So if that's the case, I'll really have to go in my bag here. I gotta keep Gambit for the Sucker Punch. So who's gonna have to go? Pulse gonna have to go, unfortunately. So I said he should just play rough hard. Will-O-Wisp won't knock me out. I mean, Volt Switch won't knock him out. He's probably Jolly. He could Terra, but I doubt that. Like, if I Volt Switch and I have to sack another mana, I lose 2 mines. I need the Rotom low key. Truth be told, do need the Rotom. He Jets. Okay. %. Shit. Okay. So be it. Wonder, he could be faster than me. He's probably on max speed. I don't see why you'd run anything else. It's not over yet because I have my Corviknight. But it's over because I don't know what his Valiant says. So I'm super weak to Valiant. So what I was doing was over-indexing for the Valiant later and didn't pay enough attention to the Azu. The Encore threw me. I did not expect Encore. And I don't know why I assumed he had to be banded because he brought Azu in on my Corviknight. So had I just U-turned there, truth be told, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have had to Terra. So that was a lesson learned. Encore is something I have not seen. I knew it existed. I just have not seen Encore. So I'm going to have to think about that in the future. But yeah, he actually survived. King Gambit's fucking tanky as shit. Jesus. I mean, I don't say it's over. I mean, obviously you're gonna go for something that's not an attacking move where you're gonna Terra here. Interesting. Sash. Okay. Oh, that's no bueno. Psychic Terrain Sash. And I don't have a steel type. Left. Terra Blast. It's probably Terra Fairy. Okay, then I lose because he just goes for Psychic in the terrain now. And Corviknight dies. Oh, it's Psy Shock. That's actually a really big deal that it's Psy Shock. I might have hope. They have Protect. Can't have Protect. It's gonna Psy Shock. Okay. I'm surprised he played it like that. But as I said, Valiant will beat me. Now he knows I don't have Brave Bird, so he just goes Valiant and fucks me up. Which is a shame, you know. It's physical Valiant too. Which actually might mean... Yeah, I was gonna say that might not kill me. He might have lost. Depending on the that first crit mattered a lot. He has to attack me here. Is he terrored yet? No, he didn't terror yet, so I lose to this. Remember that mono flying set that gave me a lot of trouble? So I need to adjust for these. Like Rotom and what would I change though? Because this particular set gives me trouble, but I can't go too much on offense because then I have nothing for stall. I'll either have to change the Iron Hands completely because the Drain Punch is just... So what I'll do is I'll keep Gambit Terra flying. I'm gonna try this being Thunder Punch and see what that does for us. He doesn't know I don't have Thunder Punch, so he should just attack me, right? So it'll come down to whether or not this shit has taunt. If it has taunt, I lose. If not, he Terra flies and Acro straight up, and I don't die. See, Dragon Dance the first turn. It's doing 48. You should just keep acrobaticsing. Problem is that one, he lose PP. If I Iron Defense is doing 43, yeah. Please fucking yes, Corby. Thank you, Beast. He doesn't seem to have Roost. I mean Taunt. It's probably Crunch. Because obviously Acrobatics isn't as strong as Crunch. Should Grid Fish. I love pressure. So I have to keep Iron Defensing here. He's crit fishing because he realizes he can't beat this Corviknight. As he should crit fish, but I have to do what I have to do. I have to Iron Defense. The reason I'm Iron Defensing repeatedly is because now Body Press. Is because I can't waste too many Roosts. Yes, perfect. So the game's over now. Okay, so we managed to win. I think the Valiant being physical was the big thing, and it's Espeon having Size Shock. So the surprise factors initially fucked me up, but then his team didn't have the firepower to finish a physical team, and it's the same issue his team has. Is the same issue it's like his team would struggle with a Dondozo. So it's the same issue my team had. Let me see. I changed it to. Let's try Thunder Punch. Sub Thunder Punch. And if we face a Great Tusk, because I was like, I'd like to have, but if the team functions as a unit and I have Brave Bird to help with Valiant a bit, yeah. So I'm not as Valiant fodder. I certainly could use some more help, but I'm not Valiant fodder. And Valiant is like fucking 3 in a row, man. Jesus. So similar. Polt eats. Like in a game like this, it's super funny how this all works out, right? I wanted Drain Punch for Bax, but truth be told, Bax isn't a relevant enough threat to warrant Drain Punch over Thunder Punch. Because even here, Thunder Punch, I'm walled by Miascarada, I suppose, but I think we can live there. There are no grass types in the tier. And the reason I have sub is for those pesky things like Amoonguss, and it has enough bulk to 1v1. Like Corviknight's Brave Bird doesn't breed the sub. There's a lot of little things, Toxapex, it just Swords Dances up behind the sub. And that's 2 to 3 kills once it gets behind the sub because it's such a hard mono one shot. So Polt behind the sub is like 1 to 2 kills here. I'm expecting a mindless Miascarada because that's just how these things go. It's one of the few cases where that's an issue because my Polt is good outside of that. So I likely more late game my Polt than early game. Iron Hands is going to be critical for Volk. I don't know what kind of Volk it will be. He guards very poorly against my Great Tusk. Once I headlong rush, it's a headlong kill. Funnily enough, my Gambit is not as pristine, meaning I can afford to take a couple hits early game because again I'm likely to face down stare down backs or Miarskirata. Rotom's core purpose is going to be to help check that this thing in case it has taunt like the last guy. The guy that swept me in the last game, in the end game, when I had like 6 mons and I was destroying bro, and he just taunted me and was a Roost mono. And then ultimately, if the Volk dies, Iron Defense Corviknight is going to do what it does. So Corviknight, I mean, that's it, mindless Miarskirata. I'll Iron Head. I wanna Katao. I'll Iron Head. If he goes Volk, he goes Volk. I mean, I never expected him to go Volk there, but this allows for him. So mindless Miarskirata. Really, when I say mindless, I mean oftentimes when people lead Miarskirata because it's Sash. Right. It's not really because it's the best lead. And people spike not because they need spikes. Right. And so a lot of times, for example, in this case, if his Miarskirata dies, he very much struggles with my Tusk. Like from a speed, like if I was a bulk up Tusk, depending on my Terra, I'd just sweep him. Right. And so bro likely has not considered that. It's the Oscar Volcarona. This is another case where it's like, well, you got to attack me. I don't know if you're special. Either way, I'll go hard pull to cover for you. You got to attack me. Yeah, like you can't play around with Gambit. You know how Gambit gets now. This could be Terra. I can't have him Terraing. And I can't. He should just straight attack. Okay, he quivered. I'm surprised by that. Fuck. What? Shit. This is not good. It's not good. Okay. It's not good, but I'll be alright. I have to outplay him with Gambit's Sucker Punch. So Thunder Punch does a good number. I'll Katao here. I won't. Let's just attack him. I get burned, which whacks. That's a really big burn, because now he can go into whatever he wants. So he asked for this. Huh. Oh, that burns like so many ways to go about this. Bug buzz. I haven't seen. I need to be mindful of these. Is that normal now? Bug buzz fucking. Because if I darted there, not only, I mean, him setting up was an awful play unless he had damn like a Terra Fairy or something. Because if he Quiver Dance there and I don't summon that Dragon Dance, he can't even kill me. So unless he has a Terra type that could kill my Pult in one shot, it was an awful play. But truth be told, like looking at what I had no reason not to just. No, there is a reason to not just Dragon Darts. Gambit coming in there would be a little bit of an issue. If I wasn't expecting Bug Buzz, sub was always the play there. I actually made the correct play. But now for future reference, I got to be mindful of sub. So this could be taunt. I need to force him to Terra. So if I go Corviknight and he Dragon Dances, fall into Iron Head. This should still hurt. Yeah, 33% is good damage. I should switch there, but I don't want to make the risk. My question is whether or not he is. I can't have Corviknight taking a ton of damage. Is he gonna be taunt or not? If he's not taunt, if I go Tusk, I can see the case for fucking Terra Dam having an Ice type move, Ice Spinner. Yeah, the burn on Gambit turn, but I mean it's Flame Body. What you gonna do? The Bug Buzz killing my Pult and the burn were two big moments. I completely threw my game plan off because my Iron Hands shouldn't be dead because it wouldn't have to come out versus Volk or Gambit. So I lost 3 mons unexpectedly because of 1 mon, even though it looks like Volk only killed 2, but it technically killed 3. So, alright then. I'll protect first, because I know if he has taunt, he'll use it here. If he's going to just crunch, he'll use it. I actually did not put a proper Terra type on Rotom. So if you're just going to crunch, yeah, that's blessed. That's actually really good. Hard switch here. Crunched. Depending on what is, I forgot to put a proper Terra type on Rotom. So it's supposed to be steel, but, or I've seen good fairies for Hydreigon. Am I Hydreigon weak? Kinda. A little bit Hydreigon weak. Primarily because Terra Fairy, we'll see. I'm surprised how he played it if he's crunch. But because the Rotom's Fizz Def, so you wouldn't set up early. So if it's physical Valiant, okay. It's Valiant comes in. There's a chance I one-shot this. It's a roll. Sometimes I'll be like, I want a fucking Terra type that isn't weak to flying. To damn, you know what I'm saying? The thing about it is that he never Terra'd actually. So he's probably gonna Terra this, truth be told. It's gonna be some Terra that's, so I think if he went Valiant, he must be able to touch me. Terra Ghosts. Okay, that's bad. Okay then. It's over. Terra Ghosts. Very interesting. Moonblast, Terra Ghosts. So a Great Tusk obviously dies. Oh, he didn't die. Do I kill? Woo! Tusky! Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't know why he Shadow Balled. Moonblast was stronger. So I mean he has to go for Sucker Punch. He didn't Sucker. He really Swords Dance there. As if I couldn't just kill him. Is he faster than me? He's probably faster than me, yeah. That was, why did I need to rock? That was a throw by my end. I didn't need to rocks. That was unnecessarily. So I threw at the end there. I was just flexing on the fact that I lived. But if I just CC there, you lose. You've already Terra'd. So I don't know why I even Swords Dance. But again, why would I even Stealth Rock? Like, why get greedy on it? I'm like, alright, I'm gonna show this, bro. But I didn't need to Stealth Rock. All I needed to do was close combat. Go to, yeah, I don't know why I fucking Stealth Rock there. That's just a good example of flexing. Now, bro, going to Gambit and not, I think what he was doing there, he's like, I'm gonna have to bank on him choking. Because based on how much +2 Katal did, if my Corviknight came in at full, he lost guaranteed. So it was basically like, I need to bank on him choking and not going for Headlong Rush on my Gambit. I really don't like how I played that endgame. Because it was a guaranteed win. Why would I try to flex there? Like, there's literally no reason to Stealth Rock there. But I'm like, watch, this dude thinks he's gonna go Gambit. I got something for him. And I got fucking wrecked. So yeah, I need to adjust it even more, because as you can see, it's not really an issue of, well, the Volk in that case, I don't know how common Bug Buzz is, so I don't regret that. If that was not Bug Buzz, the Volk likely would have died and Pot would have been alive, and so Iron Hands and Gambit would have been alive, and that would have been a very different game. What was the second game? The second game, well, the guy had a bunch of odd stuff, so it's hard to judge whether or not. What I'm struggling with now is just to learn what's meta standard. So as I'm building the team, let's say I lose to a particular thing, I don't want to adjust the team for something that's one guy's gimmick, and then I can't beat the average stuff, right? So that's what we're learning right now. But yeah, I completely threw the last game, guys. Completely my fault. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.